Call this regular session of the Red Oak City Council to order at 5:31. Today, October 6th, 2027, at the Red Oak Fire Department.
25.
Did I say 27? Monday, actually.
That's like time travel.
25, that's the problem with coordinating projects that are way ahead. We're located here at the Red Oak Fire Station, located at 1904 North Broadway. This meeting is open to the public and is being recorded and will be available via our Zoom channel. Invocation by Pastor Kevin Berry, River of Life Church. If you'd please stand. Thank you, Pastor.
Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening with a great opportunity that we have to worship you, to come before you, to request that you be here. Lord, your word repeatedly speaks of you as a shepherd of your people. Lord, I ask that you will guide and protect these proceedings, that you will help to keep our minds focused, especially our leaders, keep our minds focused and help us to do and say good things for the advancement of your kingdom and the city of Red Oak. Lord, we love you. We ask that you will be here. We ask that you will be felt here and that we will submit to what you have to do with us today. Lord, we love you and we thank you and we praise your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
See, Adam, you want to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, roll call. Susie.
Bradley,
Here.
Bill,
Here.
Rida,
Here.
Lester,
Here.
Hebring.
Here.
All right. Number 5, approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Bradley,
Second.
right off. Roll call.
Bills,
Yes.
Rida,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Hebring,
Yes.
Bradley. Yes.
Number 6, I don't believe we have any proclamations or special notices. Number 7 is public comments. You do have a 3-minute time limit, and you must sign in, which we have 1. At the front door, you can come to the front podium and pronounce your name, your address, and then we have the 3-minute, we don't have, do they have the 30-minute card? We have a 30-minute card, we'll hold that.
3-minute, 30-second card.
3-minute and a
Okay.
30-second.
We have a 30-second.
3-minute and 30-second card, yes.
30 minutes.
So you have 3 minutes and we'll have a 30-second card that we'll post right before your 30 seconds is up. Let's see, is it Ron Nouse? Ron King, sorry about that. Ron?
Yes. I have a question about the city operations as far as flushing out existing sewer lines and water lines. I understand there's other communities that do this on a regular basis. I have never seen this done in the city of Red Oak. Well, recently, I had a house, had a sewer line. It was backed up. Called the local plumbers, came down, had it cleared. About 4 days later, it was backed up again. Called the same plumber back. That time I went down there with him. I told him to bring a camera. He came down there. He cleaned the sewer line. He ran the camera through it. He said that I've never seen a sewer line cleaner than this. I said, well, what's the problem? And he said, when it got to the main line was partially filled up. And therefore, it was running out to that point, and then it stopped until it raised high enough to run over top of this. So therefore, spent about $500 having this run the camera and having two calls. And I just feel that if it was maintained the way it should have been maintained by the city, the sewer lines, this probably wouldn't have been a problem for me. And I don't know if there's any recourse for this. But it don't feel right to me.
Okay, Ron, your address is 509 West Washington?
Yes, but the house is rental.
Oh, that's a rental?
Actually, it wasn't even my house, it was my ex-wife's. Well, I had to take care of it for her, but she didn't know how.
Okay. Our sewer and water gentleman is not here tonight,
Well,
so,
and
We
At
don't
the
usually.
time, I went down and talked to the person. And he said he'd go up and he would check on it. He went up and checked on it, and I asked if he would let me know when he was gonna go, and said he would. I never got a phone call. I was never informed by the city of what they found. And I'm sure that they're gonna say there was nothing there, that there was their fault. Although this street is down there on South First Street. And if you wanna go down there and look at that situation, or the patches you put in.
30 seconds.
And that shouldn't, should never have a vehicle that runs on that street. There are semis continually going up and down that street. Switter buses, garbage trucks, whichever way, that probably is causing the problem. And I got a little bit of experience of working with DOT for 39 years, doing this kind of work. Okay. That's for
okay, thank you, Ron. We'll have someone follow up with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Number 8, department reports. We do have an airport report in our packet. And Kevin is here, Kevin McGrew, airport manager.
Of airport fame,
What?
Kevin McGrew of airport fame.
Fame.
Fame,
And no fame here.
yeah, lots of fame.
Good evening, everyone. My last report was just in July, so we don't have a whole lot, but I think you've got my report in front of you. As always, we hold meetings once a month at the airport. Back in August of 21st, Joe Lewis, Terry Anderson, airport commission members, and I went down to Kansas City to the 4 states airport conference. It is a wonderful conference with 4 states there. Each state meets, Iowa has our own meet, and we talk to the Iowa delegates. And then the federal government, the FAA, they pull us into a room and everybody gets the same information from the federal government. And then they have vendors that give talks and demonstrations on a whole bunch of airport equipment and technology. So it's always very educational. So appreciate that for going. We did have a antique flight picnic August 26th. Hopefully some of you made it. Quite a few aircraft served a meal that was put on by the pilots. And there was probably 25 to 30 aircraft, and some of them stayed at the hotels and bought gas from our airport. So it was a good event for the airport to hold, I feel. Our agricultural spray season, as always, starts in July and finishes in August, usually sometime. Everything went fairly well. There were no accidents or major problems at the airport, so that's good. It's a service to the area farmers. They do it because they believe it brings in additional revenue for them. So hopefully that's true. It varies year to year. Some farmers think it's very helpful. Some farmers think it's a break even, and some farmers think it really isn't beneficial for them. But I think it depends on their location in the year. We also, right after the spray season, have a cover crop season spray. Just 2 of the applicators, they instead of putting liquid insecticides and fungicides in their plane, they put cover crop seed. Mostly it's rye, but sometimes there's wheat and radish and other things, but they'll fly over the field, open their hoppers, and then it drops into usually the standing crops, corn or soybeans. So it starts to germinate and gets a little head start, so they don't have to wait until they harvest it later on in the year. So that's good. All of the airport's hay and soybeans have been harvested out there. I think it all looked pretty good for that. And then the next day, when they finished the soybean grounds, Clint and his crew started putting sludge on the airport from the sewer. They have a big applicator that they go in on the soybeans and inject it under the ground. So they were glad to get some open ground. And then the last item, well, next to the last, on July 29th, lightning struck our weather and service down there, the antenna that brings the weather in. It measures the ceiling of the cloud base, it measures the visibility and some other things. And with the lightning hit it, it knocked it out of service. The state of Iowa hires a company to service it, and they're responsible to get it serviced. But this company, ADB Safegate is the name of it, they're going through some management changes, and we haven't seen very fast follow through on it. They do know it was hit by lightning. The next step is for them to supply to the city's insurance company an estimate for repair and a plan. Well, I just spoke, they hadn't done it as of yesterday or today. And I spoke to the Iowa DOT inspector, and he knows the guy personally, was gonna get a hold of him and try to find out what's going on. So we're trying to get it fixed. They say we're not liable for any damage for planes, because it is posted that our weather service is out of operations. And we want it fixed, but the city's not liable if anything happens, so.
What's the normal cost today, the whole unit if it has?
I think we have it insured for $135,000.
Will that replace it?
Yes. So we have enough insurance. The state does kind of regular maintenance, but not something like that. So I'm pretty sure, it's been hit by lightning. It's an older system. They're still trying to figure it out.
That is a long time.
What's that?
That is a long time since you've had the damage.
It's over 2 months.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yep. And I've been calling them every week and pushing them, and one guy returns my calls and says he'll talk to the other guy who will get in touch with me, and so far I haven't got an answer.
Wow.
And the insurance company says we haven't heard from them, so we can't do anything.
Seems like a public safety issue to me. I mean, it's
Well,
like they'd be
it
more
is,
interested in
but
it.
we're doing everything we can do.
No, I understand your point, from your perspective. I get it. That surprises me.
So therefore, if nobody could fly, if the weather's bad, nobody could fly an IFR, an instrument approach into Red Oak, because they don't have the information they need.
Or couldn't make an emergency landing here, IFR.
Well, not in bad weather,
Yeah.
you're correct.
Yeah.
They'd have to go to Clarinda, Shenandoah, or Omaha.
That's unfortunate.
But we're pushing that as hard as we can. And the last thing is, your last meeting, or September 15th, you appointed Larry Cooper to be our new airport commissioner, and he'll be at this Friday's meeting. So we have a meeting coming up this Friday.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, but Kevin, I just want to comment that I'm really pleased that you and the others are willing to go spend your time at these conferences. I really feel like they're valuable, and I know that you pick up information, maybe not always actionable, but things that you can always keep in your deck to deal out later on.
Yes.
I do appreciate you guys taking your time to do that.
Well, thank you.
And I'm glad you have engagement by the commission, so.
Okay.
Good. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right.
Thank you.
Number 9, consent agenda, which includes the approval of the minutes from the city council meeting on 9/15/2025, receipt of minutes from the library board on 9/8/25, and the downtown urban renewal board on 10/1/25. Number C, liquor for Pizza Hut Red Oak annual Class C liquor license. B is Family Dollar annual, same thing. October 6th, 2025 claims in the total amount with today's edition of $152,902.77.
I move to approve.
Right off,
Second.
Hebrink. Any discussion? Roll call, Susie.
Right off,
Yes.
Lester,
yes,
Hebrink,
Yes.
Bradley.
Yes.
And Bills.
Yes.
Okay, number 10 is we are going to open for 2 separate public hearings to accept the sale of city vacant lot bids. The first one is lots 4, 5, and 6. I am gonna read these. North 57th feet of lot 7, north 47th feet of lot 8, north 37th feet of lot 9, north 27th feet of lot 10, all in block 13, and vacated alley lying between lots 4, 5, and 6, and lots 7, 8, 9, and 10. All in western addition to the city of Red Oak, Montgomery County, Iowa. This is commonly the 108 C Street, proposed to be sold to Clara Limpman for $600. So I would open this public hearing at 5:46. If anyone has any comments. Did we have any comments to City Hall? Okay, so I close the public hearing also at 5:46. Then second, this is for lots 8 and 9 in block 26 in Railroad addition to the city of Red Oak, Iowa, Montgomery County, commonly known as 205 4th Avenue, proposed to be sold to Danny Archer for $500.50. So I would open this public hearing at 5:47. Do we have any public comments? Do we have any online? Nope. All right, so I close this public hearing at 5:47. Number 11 is resolution 2025-127, authorizing the sale and transfer of real estate for lots 8 and 9 in block 26 in Railroad addition to the city of Red Oak, Montgomery County, Iowa, commonly known as 205 4th Street Avenue, 4th Avenue,
Yeah.
proposed to be sold to Danny Archer for $500.50.
I like that.
But the last one said street, it is avenue. Okay, so Bill's made a motion.
I'll second.
Bradley, a second. Do we have any further discussion? Roll call.
Lester,
Yes.
Sebring,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bills.
Yes.
Right off.
Yes.
Number 12 is resolution 2025-128, authorizing the sale and transfer of real estate lots 4, 5, and 6, north 57th feet of lot 7, north 7th feet of lot 8, north 37th feet of lot 9, north 27 feet of lot 10, all in block 13, and vacated alley lying between lots 4, 5, and 6, and lots 7, 8, 9, and 10, all in western addition to the city of Red Oak, Montgomery County, Iowa, commonly known as 108 C Street, proposed to be sold to Clara Limpman for $600. Am I not saying, I know I'm not saying that right.
You're
Limpman
doing good.
for $600. Limpman.
Move to approve.
Right off,
Second.
Brain. Any discussion? Roll call.
Sebring,
Yes.
Bradley.
Yeah.
Bills.
Yes.
Right off.
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Thirty-seven is the next.
There we go. All right. So number 13 is resolution 2025-129. This is the purchase of police squad camera system. The total amount on this is $52,535.01. It actually streamlines our body cam and our in-car camera system into one cloud-based system. It improves the safety and security of our officers. I'll let the chief talk about it.
Ah, you were so.
I've got it all written.
You're doing
I mean, it improves officer safety, enhances transparency and accountability, and provides reliable documentation to support investigations and court proceedings by connecting the in-car and body-worn camera system under one integrated platform. The department will strengthen its ability to serve and protect the community while meeting the highest standards of professionalism and public trust. And also, we're looking to pay this out of lost funds and spread out over from 2025 through 2029.
Yeah, and essentially our camera system that we're currently running, which for witness camera system, it's an end life, I guess, essentially. The more we try to get service from this particular company, it's taken them months to call us back. We've had cameras down for months, so now we're relying solely on body camera, which is okay in certain circumstances, but in the bigger picture, if we have a car camera system and then a body worn camera system, it's gonna be a lot more clarity to the public if anything were to ever transpire.
So the cars on these systems are on,
What's that?
the cars on the systems are on.
Yes, so right now we have Motorola body cameras, and we got Patrol Witness, so they're not communicating with one another. Motorola, what we're looking to go to is they will communicate together. We can dock our camera, body worn cameras in the cars. They will marry up and have the same, from one incident, same incident, we can get body camera and patrol car footage all in one frame, I guess.
Is this something that's just recorded in the vehicle, or is this something you can monitor back in the station, or how's that work?
It's just recorded in the vehicle, and then once they come back, it downloads into the law enforcement center.
So we're gonna pay for it over the next 4 years. How long is it gonna last? How long will it be relevant?
I hope it lasts for at least 10 years. But as with anything technology based, I mean, it changes daily, so.
How old's the last system?
It's old.
Well, we probably started Patrol Witness about 10 years ago. Yeah, probably 2015, 2014, 2015 is when we actually put our first Patrol Witness camera system in, so.
You said 4 years, it's 5.
Oh, okay.
It's a 5-year.
That's 4 years after this installment.
Correct.
That
Yeah,
for all the
okay.
cars?
So it's 5 years.
Yeah, that will be for all the cars, or 6.
And then it also talked about that at the point that I think that you and the chief had asked that kind of as a secondary question, but it said, if at the end of 5 years you sign a new contract, that'll refresh any hardware that there is. And if you end up signing, a contract sooner, you may be able to upgrade your body cameras. So no promise that we won't talk about this in 3 years, so you kind of have to evaluate what's happened.
So we get a
And
new.
sometimes when you're all in the same system, you get kind of like when we went to Lexipol, remember, we got a multiple discount, so when you have everything together, so we'll probably talk about it again in 3. Is that how you read that?
Yep, that is how I read that, that is correct.
So for this amount, you would be approving the 52,535.01, but in terms of the year that we're in right now, that's the highest of the 5 years at the 13,267.01, and then the 4 subsequent years are all at the 9,792. So we'd obviously budget for that. There's money in there from lost funds, so. Even though you're approving the 52, this year is just the 13. So Chief and I, after looking at that, thought it was, it's all good till it's not, and you obviously know that things can happen super fast, and I've worked in places where they don't have squad cameras, and it is not okay to only have body cameras.
So if we purchase a new squad car, does that camera it will get installed, but do we have to pay for out of pocket too, or?
Installation will be an out of pocket, that's not included in that quote. There's the installation fee.
That's one
Yes,
of my
there will be-
questions.
There will be additional
But
installation.
you can
fee.
take it from one squad to another, we just have to repay for somebody to radio
But
connect.
one car, since we just ordered a car, one car will be held back anyway, so that'll be kind of a different scenario, so that installation will go with when we get the upfit of that new patrol car.
And this is gonna be cloud-based, it automatically goes to the cloud, or do we have a little?
It's a cloud-based system, so it'll download to our office and we pull up there, the cars download.
Okay.
You have to do nothing.
Yeah.
All right.
As soon as you're within distance, it'll download right to it.
So who will do the installation on these?
We'll probably either, look into either Jones Automotive or, we've recently been using, Stivers outfit out of Des Moines.
I guess I'm not familiar with either one.
Yep, Jones is at Omaha and Stivers is in Des Moines, yep. So they both upfitted both our vehicles, or all our vehicles
I see.
between the two of them, and they do excellent work.
So just a quick question, whereas we usually fund approximately 2 patrol cars every year out of lost, along with this 10,000 approximately will be okay? Or how much lost we're collecting for public safety? Okay,
Still above, this will be below, right?
okay. Just wanted
And
to
we're
confirm.
only slated for one patrol car right now.
One this year, which we already ordered.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah, I think in the 21st century, it's super important to have all this recorded and backup of
Mhm.
Well, I
recording.
think in light of, I don't know if you've watched the news today, but in light of the situation in Omaha where the officer got shot in Omaha today, they had some pretty good camera footage from that whole incident there that was pretty clear and precise, so, they definitely have a role in the world of law enforcement or public safety.
I think it's very important. I'll make that motion.
Bills,
Second, no,
right off. Any further discussion? Roll call. Thank you, Chief, for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Roll call.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bills.
Yes.
Right off,
yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Hebrink.
Yes.
Okay, number 14, resolution 2025-134. This is the purchase of the perimeter fence for the street, water and wastewater departments. And this was damaged, severely damaged by the tornado. And we have been written up by the Iowa DNR for needing to secure our wastewater facility anyway. So we've known this was coming, and I believe you took bids that were due today by 11. So I don't know if you have an update for us on that.
I do, we received 4 bids. The one that was most local in Atlantic, which we've dealt with before, was the low bid. I emailed it to you and it's in your shared file, but the low bid is DeVore. And the amount of that is $48,991.80. I'm working with the insurance company, so when we bid it, we did the amount of if we had just put the fence up, like, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. We're gonna look the other one there.
Oh. Got it.
So if you remember when you drive in there right now, you have. It's not secure with any sort of electronic gates.
Right.
So if you can envision my arrow there on the right, that's where you come in and there's always just a gate open right there. And then as you're following that red line, and then instead of it jogging to those 290s, you would go straight across there, and that's where the fence all blew down. So what Clint and Chris and I have been working on is that we want all of the yard waste things, like the dirt pile, where you drop off yard waste, and then being able to go across the levee to where we do the trees, is all gonna be outside of a locked compound now. So not only is it just best, but the DNR, as the mayor said, when we were here last time, I think Adam, maybe you didn't get that when you were gone last month, but we have a 90-day order from the DNR, so you can have a plan to be able to make sure that when we're not present, that it's locked. So the 2 white arrows will actually be electronic gates. And we did ask how much we would save. So of this $49,000 bid, if we wanted to make only one of them electronic, we would save $5,000. In the big scheme of life, I think it's a lot more efficient to just proceed. So we're recommending to proceed with both being electronic. So the 2 white arrows on my map would be electronic. There will be a keypad. First of all, in that bid is 26 remotes. So that covers every vehicle. So every vehicle will have a remote that they can hit when they're coming up to it. When they're leaving the compound, because it'll shut behind them, when they're leaving, there's just a sensor that when you walk up to it from the interior, it'll open. There's also a touchpad on the outside of both gates that we can have up to 34-digit numbers. So every employee will have their own number for when they're coming in and don't have their remote, because they're not taking their remote with them. The remote's assigned to a vehicle. And then when they come in, they can get in the morning. If they're on weekend shift, whatever it is, we'll know that they have come in, if that's who it is. And then if someone is no longer employed with us, you just get rid of their code.
So it tracks each individual coming and going then?
It can keep track of it.
And
Yes, we
so-
won't remote in or anything, like we're not getting the most expensive, but it would keep track of if your number is 9999, it will know that you came in.
And so where is that information stored?
I think in the box or like.
So right there at the gate then? So how much of this is covered by our insurance settlement?
So if you look at the way I bid it, which I didn't finish, was the line item that I had them put on the top, which that's the amount that would just be replacing 1,000 feet and the 2 gates, that's 37,000 of it. So
I
we're
have to go
spending
to
about
different
11 to 12. What?
I have to go to a different page to get that information here.
Right, I emailed it to you.
Yeah, I got it. I just didn't want to have to get out of this.
So they were not estimating it to be that high with the insurance, so I've already contacted the insurance company, and obviously they know in any of these until we're actually doing it, then they'll pay us, so we'll be getting. And I think Chris had thought that they were estimating $12,000 before.
12.3, yeah.
So I was asking the insurance to confirm if when we got the original 300 and some odd thousand, if that included the 12, because we didn't have a real invoice, or if that was all from the Henningsen doing the building. So I don't know if we have the 12 already, but if we do, we still get another 25. And then if we didn't get the 12 yet, we'll get the 37. So either way, the 37 is the amount to replace the 1,000 feet of fence that was torn down and 2 manual gates. So that's why we're going to what's the upcharge to be able to do it electronically and not have somebody have to like, every time everybody's gone, it's open again. So this way it's closing behind you. You have a remote if you are working during the day that lets you in and out. And when you drive up in the morning, you open up your 4 digits.
I gotta tell you, Chris, I'm surprised you guys have operated as long as you have without having a locked up area down there. I think it's long overdue.
Well, especially in today's world, what we have to worry
Oh,
about.
yeah.
So I think it's a good idea that we're doing that.
Yeah. And I do like the idea of having the leaf pile and stuff outside of the compound. That makes a lot more sense.
Do we have cameras there?
There will be cameras going there then. Yep. And then the blue arrow on there in the middle of that area, Chris had requested to have a manual gate so that if they do need to come in on the back side of bringing the loader through there, and they're all 24-foot gates, so
No,
Any-
they'll just be on swings then.
the blue arrow will be a swing.
Like doubles. We're just.
212s, yep.
212s.
Chris just thought it would be a lot easier to be able to manage the different piles. They're coming from behind and having to go all the way around.
What kind of fencing is it?
6-foot chain link silver with 3 wheelie bobs of barbed wire on the top.
What'd you call those?
I don't know, wheelie bobs,
We're gonna-
whatever this word.
There's gonna be spiral barbs.
That's what we have out there now, correct, Chris? And then that will make us compliant, weather obviously dependent, but DeVore's did believe that they could try to get this in before the winter unless snow flies super early.
Where are they at?
Atlantic,
I don't know.
Quick question, with the new gates, is that gonna have the barbed wire on it too, as it moves?
I wouldn't think
You
so.
No, usually they don't.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Do you know, Chris? I don't feel like they usually.
I've seen them have them. If, it
Must
depends on
have
how the gates, depends on how they've got the
Yeah.
gate manufactured.
Independent from the rest of the fence, so it's possible we can check on that.
We also do have to do, if you wanna add, I didn't put this in the motion, but to add that Farnham does have to come out, Mike, from Russell Electric and put some
Yeah,
additions to the electricity.
Electrical.
that makes sense.
So if you wanna,
So the electric is included in the bid?
it's not their responsibility, that's ours. So I do have a new, I forgot to put this in.
Resolution.
So this has the numbers of DeVore, but let's do a add on to it at the bottom that would say. And to hire Russell Electric to install electricity to the 2 spots.
On number 3.
So you're saying that
Or number
insurance
4.
is 37,000.
Based on this quote, we'll be turning in, yes, that to replace 1,000 feet with no electric fences. We just
Okay.
put the gates back in as they were, that would have been 37,000.
We're not gonna use any old posts or anything, this is gonna be all new.
Would be everything removed.
All right, good.
I just think like you're just fighting with like, is
Right.
it straight and
Yeah,
is it pull tight, like it's not.
yes.
What did you add for number 4 to hire?
To hire Russell Electric to
Okay,
install the electricity to the 2 electric gate locations. I'll add that for you, sign.
okay. All right,
And we did get the 3 other bids, they were all like 60 to 90. So significantly higher.
I'll make the motion to approve resolution 2025-134 with the addition of Russell Electric to provide electricity to the gates in the remotes
as revised.
as revised.
Got it? All right, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Sharon and, I'm sorry, Bradley and Bills. Any further discussion? Roll call. Susie?
Right off,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Hebrink,
Yes.
Bradley, and Bill.
All right, Number 15 is resolution 2025-130 to set the public hearing to consider the sale of parcel of land to the Iowa Department of Transportation for the Highway 48 bridge reconstruction. This is basically to transfer a temporary limited easement for Highway 48 for a small parcel of land to the east side of the bridge. As she included a little map.
So it's actually two things. One is an actual sale and one is a TLE. If you look at the screen behind you again, it's page 71 in the packet. So from the left-hand side where the right of way is, you can see like the non-hashed part to the left of the hashes. So the hashes is the TLE, and they just need that to frame the edge of where the embankments will be. And then the square from the little arrows that looks at the left side of the page between lots 6 and 7. That's what we'd actually be selling them. And that's like an old right of way. So if you can see my mouse, is my mouse showing up right there? So this is the lot we're selling.
Okay.
And then this is a TLE. And all of this rectangle right here is our land. So this is like Scott Wilson's building where the Army is gonna go on Washington.
Where is that at?
That's where number 6 is.
Okay,
So we have like an alley type right of way here.
yeah.
So this is sale. And then just like we've done with all these lots, we have to say we're having a public hearing, then I need to send it to the paper, and then at the next meeting we'll hold a public hearing, approve the sale. The DOT like through the sat me on Thursday. So I was like, wait, what? What's happening?
So in that block, we own an alleyway through that entire block there?
If you look on Beacon, that is right of way.
And the cost of this will all be paid for by the DOT, all the legal and everything.
There's not really any legal, they already did the paperwork, but they will pay us for the cost of the ad. That's really our only cost.
Oh,
So this next picture that I just did myself is Beacon. So see, like, if I were to click on this, there's nothing, like, nobody owns it. So that's us as right of way.
So is this the only block that we have that right of way through? Because this is part of what we talked about with people owning into the center of the creek, because so you're telling me we have easement through the center of the creek here now?
That's what I wondered, and he said it's our land, so
Is it, but what, my question is, does that go continue on other blocks or is
No.
it just that
No,
block?
just this one.
stop. I have no idea if it's because of the bridge or why, but
It was probably because of the
showing-
power plant. Years ago, there was a power plant a block away from there and they had all sort of stuff.
It's only 217 square feet. The easement is, Brian.
Pardon me?
The easement's only 217 square feet.
We're basically setting the public hearing for October 20th.
that's all you're doing tonight.
Yep.
So that I can get an ad to the paper
Okay.
in time for the 4 and 20.
Do I have a motion?
I move to approve.
Right off? A second?
I'll second. Sure.
Bradley? Any further discussion? Roll call.
Bills,
Yes.
Brightoff,
Yes.
Lester,
yes,
Steve Frank,
Yes.
and Bradley.
Yes,
All right, number 16 is resolution 2025-136. This is the approval to advertise for a finance manager / clerk and approval of updated job description. So now that Lisa's been on board a year, she's really started to identify kind of where we were not adequately equipped, staffed in the office, and where we have areas of strong specific leadership needs, specifically in this finance manager / city clerk position. Much more finance, accounting, financial background is really required for this position. And so she did include a revised job description in the packet. And then this is just a resolution to allow her to advertise for the position and to approve the job description. This, the pay for this will be increased too.
I mean, we're gonna advertise with a wide range, that's,
Yeah.
it could be that we could still continue, but I think it's, Susie can attest. Obviously, she worked for a long time for Mary, and she worked, the couple of years where Christy was in the position. They both did these financial responsibilities, but Mary was obviously here for many, many decades, and Christy, by the time she applied, knew what the job was. And you really weren't, attracting people from the outside. So now that I look at needing to refill this position, we have to make sure that the people that understand who we're looking for have a financial background. You know, you can teach people city clerk things. We can teach them about liquor licenses and dog licenses. And I can help them understand how to do resolutions and ordinances and publishing things and open records. But we're not bringing someone in who knows that and then teaching them finances. We need to have that before you come. Not that we wouldn't teach you and help you move along with our software, but if you don't have an accounting background, and my thing is, when you advertise for a city clerk, is a finance person raising their hand like, oh, that looks like a job for me? I don't think so. So I think some of it is how you package it, how you sell it, how you advertise it, and so this isn't a huge difference in really what the person should have been doing and really was doing, you know, like Susie can attest, when Mary was the clerk, she did all the bank rec. Christy did bank rec.
Yeah, Mary,
Well,
yes.
We had a part-time person that did some of the rec.
Person that helped.
Yeah.
Bank rec, and then Christy did do the.
Right, so that kind of stuff was being done by the clerk, but when you've been there so long, like, you just sort of morph into that, and so. I think by using the term finance manager, hopefully we can emphasize that this person that we're looking for is an accounting background. You know, I know budgeting well, but it's not my skill set to
No, I
sit
think-
down and do journal entries and bank rec, and I'm not helping, you know, I mean, I help where I can for everybody, and I obviously understand municipal stuff that we do, but I've never myself been able to or had to do that, and so
Well, I
that's-
think it'll be good to have somebody in there with finance background.
Especially if they have municipal
especially the
government
things that
experience.
Go through to answer.
huge.
With auditing and everything, I think it's
Yeah.
important that Lisa doesn't have to put that on her plate. We need somebody with a financial background to answer those questions, so.
Yeah.
I would be, I. think
Well,
it'd be great.
you're absolutely right, and we don't need Lisa doing this stuff, we need her chasing down grants and.
Yes.
And other opportunities for our city, not doing the day-to-day fundamental stuff, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'll make the motion to approve her to advertise for this new position with the new job description.
Okay, Jules,
I'll second.
Lester. Any further discussion? I would just say, pay wise, if they've got municipal government accounting experience, they should definitely get.
Where are we gonna
Higher end.
advertise, who are we gonna advertise with? On this?
Probably on this
one?
professional
We'll like put
site,
it out to the league.
Okay,
Well,
ICMA,
like a lot of times I've done like LinkedIn,
FERCnet.
just internet type places, but you know, I don't know that we'll get municipal person. If we
right,
can't get a municipal person, we need to get a financial person.
Mhm.
yeah,
You know, sometimes people that have been like in a bank role outside of, you know, beyond being a teller. Somebody that's in
Yes.
maybe like a branch manager type person.
right,
Interested in government benefits, you know, that kind of stuff, like. I've seen people like that be successful. You know, maybe you can snag somebody from a small town around us, but.
Mhm.
So we'll kind of advertise the range, and I think
Mhm.
the last pay was in the mid-50s. So it might have to be higher than that, you know, it's not our goal to pay higher than that, but we need to be successful.
From the study that we did, it would have to be higher. In the
So
over,
it's open like depending on qualification.
Well, and you know, the stuff that you're laying out here that you expect, that you would expect them to fall in their, you know, realm of responsibility, I would think that that would fall in line with supervisory or department
it
head.
will be, it'll supervise the 4 positions as it should be.
Yeah,
Right now,
That would-
Lisa's been supervising all of them.
right. What I'm getting at is I feel like that would probably fall more in line with department head.
It's
Is it
there in the
department?
low to mid-70s.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah, definitely.
So
And
we'll
it
see.
technically is a department head
Correct.
position, but we've not had anyone in that position be able to do it. 68, which is way low still for the experience she had. So
20 years,
42 years.
42.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, like, you know, you never advertised for this for 4 decades. And then even when you switched from Mary, you transferred it to an internal person who knew what you were doing. So you really haven't focused on like bringing outside people in.
I would say we really need to look at that study over that Esterville does. It compares other communities our size, and they do have a finance director
When it comes to,
title in there.
when it comes to budgets too, in the, from my past experience, that's the most important thing, is to have somebody that knows for the questions that we have, it doesn't always have to be on Lisa, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the budget isn't the problem.
It's
It's
not.
the account.
It's the accounting,
Like, I know.
bank reconciliation, which is the issue that we've had for months.
Right, it's the auditing stuff though.
The
You know,
auditing
like, I was the one that was
Correct.
hunting down journal entries and, you know, there's debits and credits and crediting cash and taking from, that is not my skill set.
And it can't be someone new out of college. It has to be somebody that's got really solid experience. So it's pretty deep and
You know,
very.
we have like Cindy being our consultant, the one that's
Yes.
retired from Marshalltown, like she can help, even if the person comes from the private sector with accounting skills. You know, Cindy will be available to help and she's stepping in huge for us, trying to get bank rec caught up, so. It's a huge asset,
Okay,
and so much so that Civic actually hired her on. So our new software people were so impressed with her because they have so many cities going from G-Works to Civic and Cassell. That they recognized her ability to help those people transition and to help Cassell and Civic, who are less Iowa-based and more Wisconsin-based, that she's like an asset to them. So she was actually brought on to their staff as well.
We should get a finder's fee.
yeah, we should.
We got a free hookup for her, so we didn't have to pay for that because she's not working for that. So we did get a benefit.
So we have a first by Bill, second by Lester, roll call.
Lester,
Yes.
Steve Frank,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bills,
Yes.
right up.
Yes.
All right, number 17, resolution 2025-132. This is to approve the hiring of Andrew Palmquist for our nuisance and animal control officer position at $26 an hour, and he would begin October 27th. Which is awesome.
I think Adam, you work with me this summer.
Know Andrew pretty well. Good guy.
Good deal.
So we had 3 applicants, interviewed 2 of them based on some information, so
He currently works at the prison and for Orem,
we're in the summer.
You guys did the interview.
and he has dog training experience, I believe.
And you worked with them, Adam.
I've known Andrew for a long time. So,
Good deal. All right,
I feel Andrew would be a good fit for a job here.
Good.
so do you
That's
make
a
a
motion.
motion?
I'll move to approve.
Heatbrink,
I'll second.
Bills? Any other further discussion? Roll call.
Steve Frank,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bills,
Yes.
right up.
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Number 18 is resolution 2025-131. This is to approve the downtown urban renewal grant to Pudgy Pumpkin, John and Elaine Holland for $1,679.15. This comes from our TIF fund, 125. And the DUR board has made this recommendation to us.
So although it is Adam and his wife's business, like it's not financially going to them, so you can certainly abstain if you want to.
I'm
but you
gonna
wouldn't
abstain.
do- You know,
Yeah.
you don't have to since it's
Yeah.
not your
Okay,
direct benefit, but yes, we go through the DUR board. As everybody knows, they can get up to $7,500, but it's also a max of 25%, so we reviewed that.
Yes, and just so you know, the downtown businesses that have improved their properties, it's very important that this DUR board goes over everything and to make sure that we follow all the guidelines. And Pudgy Pumpkin is one of our most well-known businesses downtown, and they've done a lot of remodeling this year, and that's what those funds are for, so everything's well with it.
okay, so Adam,
I would make a motion to approve.
all right, Bradley,
I'll second.
Lester. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bills.
Yes.
Right up.
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Steve Frank.
Abstain.
Number 19 is resolution 2025-133 for the creation of an ad hoc committee for animal welfare and control. When I was at the League of Cities conference, a Dallas Lynch attorney that Lisa's worked with in the past was the speaker, and another community, Clinton, Iowa. They just rewrote their animal control and codes, which Lisa gave you a copy of those, chapter 91 chapter that she gave you tonight, animal protection and control. And they went through a lot of these sections as to why it's important to go into so much detail about certain things. And I just feel they're very thorough. But rather than this be a recommendation from me, I feel that we have a warranted need for a committee that would also review any public hearing requests or dangerous animal situations. This committee could also review those cases. They made it seem that it was in the council's best interest to not bring those types of public issues to the council for consideration, but to have a committee that then would work with the nuisance control officer and the city administrator on those issues.
I wonder how they make that work on a legal standpoint when you don't have anybody that actually works for the city. It's just ad hoc volunteerism. How do they make determinations for city employees? That seems complicated.
I think what it's saying is that the first decision
Yes,
for like an appeal of a dangerous dog or a vicious dog
Goes to
to be
this
made to a committee.
Yeah.
And then they would still have a right to make a final appeal to you.
Yeah.
But that instead of it being the first and only step
see.
coming before the council.
So they would just make the determination whether or not it was warranted to come before the council.
No,
No.
they would make a decision if they agree with staff, and then the person could appeal to you. So you'd be taking an extra layer, but you would not be having the politicians be the only step except for staff. Because right now, I, along with the chief, we designate a dangerous or vicious animal. I've done 3 since I've been. We've worked with those people and they have not appealed to you.
That seems like I'm just sitting here thinking out loud, but that seems like something might be difficult to find people to volunteer for.
well, the bigger piece to this is to have them review our current our animal codes, review these, and just come back with recommendation for the best code.
What he's saying
for
is
us.
if you add that to the job of those people, they may be more inclined to say no.
And also, they can also expand, so basically to review our chapter 55 and 56. To consider animal welfare strategies, including community education. To assess a TNR, trap neuter return or spay neuter return program. That approaches our community cats and our humane population management program. Evaluate a shelter for a pound. We currently do not have a city pound, which a community our size most definitely should have. And part of the EPA grant and the Oak Street property, that was my recommendation for that property, was to consider putting a shared facility on that property that would include a pound and then leasable to a shelter or animal businesses that could also help pay for the cost of that building. But this committee could then therefore be responsible for helping to identify a facility or a holding place. And then working with the vet clinic or whomever on a 2080 agreement, make recommendations to the council. Review licensing fees and enforcement processes, work with the city nuisance officer, and recommend our code amendments, policy updates, and implementation steps. And possibly, be involved in the whole, if there is a new building to be working on, they should be gaining the citizen engagement.
You're talking about a new employee, you're talking about an animal officer, not has nothing to do with our nuisance.
No. Our animal nuisance officer would work with this group. This would give the animal officer and Lisa another group.
It's just a
people to
committee,
work
there's no
for.
employees.
Yeah, no employees.
Okay.
The mayor actually tends to be a part of that committee in the other communities, so.
I can tell you, I've already had one person that would be interested in a committee like that.
Good.
I think it would be very beneficial to us because it would take us out of the
Yes.
limelight for any responsibility, and they could suggest to us the perimeters of what the guidelines are. I think we do need guidelines, like you say, they have to go over first, but I think it's a good idea because a lot of people brought it up, and as council members, it's hard for us to determine what, and to go to the depth that we need to, as to what we need.
What I like is one of their chapters in their Clinton chapters. We've had several cases that have come before us where we have put animals down that were a first case situation. that it could have become another, they have another alternate outcome, which is a for one chance relocation.
And I think
And they just have other options.
involve citizens, I think it's always a good idea.
Is
But
it-
is it
and they understand.
necessary to have 7? That seems,
I think 5 to 7 would actually,
that seems
I
like.
think
way
5
too
would
many
be
for
ideal,
me.
but we wanted to set it for a good number in case people can't attend. But I would say you want 5.
5.
And then we would, so I would take in, so basically what we need is an emotion to create this committee, and that will allow Lisa to post accepting applications for it and kind of what it is, with the intention of bringing that back before you all on October 17th. No, we'll take applications till the 17th to bring the recommendation back to you October 20th.
You think we'll get 5 people?
I've already spoken to 3, and if you've got one, there's 4. So I think we will definitely have 5.
So we wanna change number 2 to 5 from some.
I would say 5, or even just 5 to 7.
5 too, I think.
5 to 7.
7.
Yeah,
What if we don't get 5? What if where we go from there?
You can adjust. Cause you're not approving it until next time.
Alright, just had to ask that.
We're just creating it now.
Yeah.
I would make the motion to create a committee, resolution 2025-133.
okay, Bradley,
I'll second it.
heat break. Okay, no further discussion? Roll call.
Bills,
Yes.
Brightoff,
Yes.
Lester,
yes,
Hebring,
Yes.
Bradley.
I know.
Yes.
I know, what I have an issue with. Number 20, resolution 2025-135. This is handicap parking stall for 4th and Washington Streets. Lisa, do you want to explain that one?
So some of this, as you know, I find these things in other places where people think we have parking stalls, and then I go to look at a list and I can't find it, so I said no. So the council approves. So I had Dwayne Adams, who used to work for the city, email me, he had contacted the mayor. I've been talking to the staff, so it's on the map over there, the pink area, but basically just to the east, south side of Washington, west side of 4th Street, but the east side of the firehouse building, kind of like the Elks. I think if they have no handicap parking because they have no off-street parking, they are expected to have one. So they say there used to be a spot there before, but I can't find it anywhere in writing, so I said no until you approve it, so.
Is
Chief is
this,
fine with
is
it.
this gonna be angle parking then?
Yeah,
Not parallel?
there used to be a handicap spot there, or 2, actually, but, yeah.
Again,
I understand you
We
don't
don't
have
have it in
record, but there
writing.
was one there.
So that's all angle parking there?
Yeah,
That's not gonna be parallel parking?
And Chief Ramey's reviewed this request and has recommended it for approval too, so.
They got reline that then also?
they already, I think, painted on
Sorry,
Washington.
thank you.
I just made them wait for this one till you approve.
Okay.
Right.
Do I have a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Right off,
Outside it.
and heat brink?
Yeah.
Roll call.
Brightoff,
Yes.
Lester,
yes,
Hebring,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bills.
Yes.
Open
All right,
Soon as better.
all right. Number 21, discussion of future public service announcement topics. And that's number 21. There is a memo about this. Actually, I think it's a great idea. I think we've been talking about some of these things for a long time, haven't we?
I brought this up over
Sharon.
almost 4 years ago.
Exactly. So Sharon,
Finally, Sharon.
So, yeah,
Sharon, if you'd like
Thanks
to
for getting that
discuss
going.
this, this would be great. We
You know
agree.
what? Yeah, a citizen brought it to my attention. And so he came to me and I was in Hy-Vee and talking to him about it and he brought up some of the things and he says, you're part of the problem. And I said, okay, what problem are you talking about? And I said, so we got to talking and he's a friend of mine, so I know he was, anyway. So he suggested that and I thought, that's such a good idea. Because there's so many things we could do with that. And I think Lisa, you talked to Aaron. And Aaron's, said that we could do some spots So I thought it would be great if we as city council people could say, and I wrote one up just for an example. Would that be all right if I read it?
Please do.
I had to take a picture because I was in a hurry tonight. So, hi, this is Sharon Bradley, your Red Oak City Councilwoman, wanting to thank you for your participation in the citywide cleanup this last weekend. We had a great turnout and hope to continue these in the future, but let's not stop there. Let's try to keep our city clean by picking up our trash, recycling, removing the junk from our yards, and helping one another. Let's keep our city beautiful by doing these things year round and not just on cleanup day. We are Red Oak, the heart of Southwest Iowa. So things like that. And what you have to remember that a public service announcement has to be important to the public. So can't be just some random thing. So I think if each of us would take turns doing something like that, that it would be really, to get it out there to the public. So that's my recommendation.
And it puts leadership back on you guys having a voice in the community for issues that are concerning to you. Like, it's great. And the newsletter is another piece, like a one pager that could go in the utility bill as well.
Yes,
Kind
and
of
I think that
seasonally
I
especially.
think that we need to put some things in our utility bill too, like little memos and things, and Lisa's done a good job of that, just adding the cleanups and all that, but it can be even more if we want it, so.
Yeah, having an electronic newsletter that people can opt into as a digital communication rather than getting one in the mail, although it'd probably be really hard to keep track of those.
So I just wanted to know that other council members, if they thought that was a good idea, or if they would be willing to do that.
I think it's fantastic.
I
Like I
think
said,
it's
I was
it's
talking
great.
about a newsletter the first year I was on the council. I thought we should have been doing one. Things happened. It just kind of fell by the wayside, but I don't.
Well, I
Been in
mean,
favor of
one
this
that's
for
coming
years.
up is leaf removal and where do you drop off the leaves?
Well, you could do that, Adam, you'd be great.
And composting and
But I'd like to get this started.
Snow removal.
Yeah, I mean-
Summer guy.
Yeah, but I mean, leaf removal here and where to drop off the leaves and making sure that you don't leave red oak
That's a
orange
great idea.
bags down at the dump site. you
people
know?
aren't pushing them into the sewer, causing
Yeah.
the sewer to back, the
If
storm
they,
sewer to
if
back up.
they can relate to us, we want them to relate to us.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a great idea. That's one thing I don't think we have talked about is having you all do the announcements on the radio. I think it's great. I like it.
I hate talking on the radio, but I will
Yeah,
say
me
that
too.
I do like the idea of the newsletter. And now that we're doing the utility billing the way we're doing it, it'd be real easy to just drop a newsletter in there. Try.
Just a one
Yeah, Hannah and I have been kind of setting one up in Canva. That would just be one sheet of paper, two-sided.
Once a quarter or
Once a
something. drop it
quarter.
in there.
So, like pre-winter, you'd be reminding people about snow shoveling and, snow emergency parking. All that jazz, if there's,
And even with our nuisance officer coming on board, it could be him too. It doesn't have to be just us.
Well, it should be something updating, something to do with the codes to everybody.
Yeah.
So people have a better understanding, because people do not come into a community and read the codes. It just don't.
so like when we do this, like the ones that I did for the garbage, like Melanie will work with you. Like we could pick the topics, whether I write it, Melanie can help us. And then you just have to stop over at the radio station and you go into the one booth, record it, no errors. No errors.
Or they can delete them out, or they can chop
Double
it.
space, no like,
They're miracle workers with being able to cut things out and blend things together and take out your ahs and all that.
Got that AI
Melanie didn't even have to
program.
proof mine, she was
You're-
super impressed.
By the way, your ads for
It
the
was good.
cleanup were incredibly
Yeah,
good.
That was
They
my
were
first take.
very
Melanie will
good.
attest.
And
Wonder right there.
Usually, that was good.
So my key is you practice reading it ahead and you double space it and then you just focus. while you read.
Yep.
And Aaron, thank you for helping with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
So can you maybe explain what Melanie was explaining? I did ask Aaron to be prepared. So obviously like something that long we would pay for, but explain like how you talked about the kids when they do their little, what did you call your 10-second thing?
There's a liner, there are a couple of options, 5 seconds, 10 to 12 seconds. Example, today, the fire department was out and they did liners for fire safety.
Mhm.
They're all 5 seconds or 10 to 12 seconds, and those will just run randomly, and we can do those very easy. The longer ones we can schedule, obviously, like Sharon's was great. The thing to kind of be cognizant of is if it's 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or a minute, it makes it much easier for us to log and to get it into a regular rotation, so. But to the point, it needs to be some public service good to the community type announcement.
Ordinance reminders, like,
Ordinance
don't
reminder.
forget to mow your lawn, whatever.
Snow removal.
Snow removal,
emergency.
leaf removals here.
Snow emergency parking,
Yeah, stuff like that. And.
because it's cheaper than if you were doing like, it's a different,
Yeah, and we do some of that. I mean, public service announcements, part of what we do. SEC, we submit reports and stuff that we do,
Right.
so it's part of our responsibility to do that and provide that service, so happy to do it.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
so a little short, like Melanie kind of made it seem like if we do a couple of little 10-second deals, we wouldn't even get charged.
No, we
And
can.
then the ones like Sharon did, we, you know,
If
we
it gets to
did.
be something extensive, then we can do, but yeah,
Sure.
the little. you know,
And we
5
spent
second
like,
one.
I mean, we had 2 solid weeks of hammering on the cleanup and it was $250.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, if we spent a couple $100 a month, plus get these little blurbs.
Yeah.
And then I do like Sharon's idea where, you know, once maybe you each take 2 months out of the year, the mayor gets 2 months, whatever our topic of the month is, kind of thing, and each of you go in there and just have different voices.
Mhm.
I think it's better, like, that's why I like to go in and do it, because there's tons of businesses that it's, you
Yeah.
know, all of your staff. So people keep hearing those voices, so I think changing it up if we can do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, if somebody's super uncomfortable, that's fine, but I think if
We
you
make it
practice.
Yeah.
Aaron's heckling you from the other booth, don't lie.
Try to, as much as possible, especially recent.
I'm just like this, don't talk to me, I'm not gonna make one mistake, right? So
Okay,
that's fun,
so yes, that's a plus.
so everybody's supportive of that.
Yep.
Yes.
Everybody-
Aaron and I'll work on that.
Number 22 is our upcoming city council meetings are the next one is Monday, October 20th. And then the following is November 3rd. 23 is reports and comments, city administrator.
So obviously, for those of you that were there, we had another successful cleanup. No real glitches, we added shredding, I haven't gotten any reports from anybody about volumes, we only had the shredding for 4 hours. It was a pretty inexpensive addition to the event. Very similar setup, appreciate the school letting us line people up there, that works super great. Staff being there is obviously critical, and Shenandoah is a really important, they have a lot of staff there that are helping orchestrate that, being able to move trucks in and out. Going straight to the landfill is really helpful that it never gets clogged up. Cross Electronics was there again, of course, for e-waste. Added the shredding, and then a lot smaller turnout for the appliances, which again, I think those are, you know, we had a really big turnout for those at the last one, so the trailer will be a quarter full this time. But again, we appreciate Doble's helping us with that. The staff, a couple of the, Tim and Brian are both available to work, so appreciate their help volunteering. And I think it went well, I'll report back, but if you look at the numbers, if you just take like our first 2 events, so this is a year's worth, because I think we don't need to do it more often, I don't think, than twice a year. But if you take between the 2 pickups and the 3 total days, we had 1,131 either vehicles or pickups. That is substantial when you think about that. That isn't, you know, it's not just like a couple hundred people came through the gates and nobody's coming through for everybody that's stood in those lines, you know, and watched them. All of you have been there at some point or helping. You know, most people coming in are not bringing one item. I mean, there are boatloads coming in on those vehicles. And
I was
so
blown away how much stuff came in and out of there, and I just.
super
I
exciting.
Still can't imagine where it all was.
That's
Yeah,
right, you
thank you
weren't
so much.
here last.
No, I'm.
And it was
aware of
2
it.
days
I
of
told them you
that.
would be impressed.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
And then, of course, the tires. So we did cancel the tire pickup. You'll still see them there. It was just, we were worried about the mud. And Dave Jenkins, representing the Fair Board, was fine with it staying there. So we thought it was more important to wait till it dries out after this rain. So they'll probably come next week sometime.
Did paper shredding go well, or?
We think so. Like I wasn't thinking about him leaving at noon, and I was kind of focused on getting all the employees and everybody lunch. Keeping everyone hydrated, so I somehow didn't coordinate my driving past him right before he left, so I'll find out.
I had a real good view of him, and he stayed pretty busy. There were cars pulling up there all day long. Or well, until he left.
Yeah, so that was super good, super helpful. The couple other things to mention, I did work with the Trails Committee on Halloween. You know, they have theirs will be the day before Halloween on the 30th from 4:30 to 6:30. I signed us up to co-sponsor that event. I thought that because it's on our property, I didn't like the idea that we were expecting them to go out and get their own insurance.
Mhm.
So as a co-sponsor to that Halloween event, then we're just covering it on our own. So they used to have to go out and, like, I don't even know who that is that gets their own. It's just like a couple people on the trails committee, so I don't know what's happening, but so you know that. The other thing that the staff and I have talked about, and I also talked to Elaine about it today, is I would like, if everybody's okay, unless you object, I am planning to advertise the times for trick or treat. So that's something we've never done here before, and so people just kind of like go out whenever they want. PD will get calls, and in every other city I've ever been in, the city establishes a little, the mayor does a
Yeah.
proclamation, this is the time, and we advertise it, and everybody will advertise it. So everyone was supportive of that.
I agree.
On Friday, the 31st, we will be doing 5 o'clock to 7:30 unless anyone objects. So there's a little bit of dark time, you know, for the bigger kids, and it's still a little bit light for the little kids.
Did you say 5 to 7:30?
Right, and we'll be encouraging, if you're giving out candy, have your porch light on, you can run out, turn it off, and basically saying like, don't go up to houses that don't have their porch lights on.
It's 5 too early. I'm just curious.
That's a good idea because some
Well-
people start at 3:30, 4 in the afternoon.
I won't even get back.
Parents
till
are even home
6:30.
yet.
Right. And really, I mean.
If you're gonna change time, do like 5:30 to
5:30 to 8.
8. That way, people that get done with work at 5 have a
Yeah.
chance to get home.
Well, that's the thing for me, like, I always work late, I'm like, who's coming at 4 o'clock? I get done
Well,
on weekend.
hey, I'm gonna tell you, the 5 o'clock, there's a lot of little kids out, so I don't think you need to make it later. I think it needs to
Okay.
stay at 5. There's just a lot of little ones out.
And again, turn your lights on. So if we encourage that, then to your point, Adam, if they're not home yet, then their
Right.
light's not on.
And you know what, nobody's gonna really ever follow the start time, people always start early. We're just wanting to make sure that it's lights are off by
Right.
7:30, 8 o'clock, whatever we said.
In most cities I've been in, people ask and they are pretty respectful of it, but here you've never advertised it before.
Right,
Mhm.
I've had
Free
people,
for all.
I've had people knock on our door at 11 o'clock. So.
I
like this.
think
I'm
that's a
good
great
with it.
idea. I think it's a good idea.
Porch lights not on. I like shut all the lights off in the house. Otherwise, people still knock on the door. If they see one little light on in the house.
Yeah, they will still come around.
So we have that.
Yeah,
Obviously working on a lot of other stuff, trying to get things done.
I think that's a great idea. I think,
I don't really have anything else, just, I'm working on the RFP for the,
EPA.
it's not easy not being able to attach that application, super difficult.
You went to the conference for 3 days.
Wasn't that before the last meeting?
No.
No.
Oh, yeah, I went to the conference for 3 days
Oh, yeah.
with my fellow elected
Yeah, you went
official
to-
friends. We had a good educational experience, it was fun. Fun and good learning.
Good.
Okay.
And I think that even for those of you that didn't get to go, Janice and Adam, we sent you the links if any of those topics interest you, a lot of the presentations were on there.
We're talking the league conference now. State league conference.
When you're at the league.
That was the best city attendance I think that the city of Red Oak has ever had.
There were,
By us.
there were small cities in there that, town that I'd never heard of.
Mhm.
before.
But I mean, I think this was our highest attendance there, period, with by having Lisa there and having 3 council people and me.
Sure.
Yeah, 3 council people and me. That was our highest for sure.
Since we're talking about it, I was gonna save this for later, but I really do feel like that I think it'd be very beneficial for at least one department head a year to attend the conference as well, because there's things that they can pick up there that they can bring back with them and share with their departments and other department heads, but you know, if we're gonna send, you know, the elected officials, I see it would be beneficial to, you know, our police chief or fire chief, street department, you know, water and sewer. I feel like they get administration. I feel like they can all benefit from it.
Conferences too. Yeah.
Now, like Susie and the clerk will always go to IMFOA, which is.
Well,
clerk
I'm talking about the league conferences specifically because there's a lot of other information that gets passed there that can, you know, it's.
There's definitely a lot of clerks, that's the most common
Yeah.
position with the sides administration.
Yeah.
Some department,
Okay.
so lots of other things going on, but
You've got a Safe Streets for All coming up too. Is that accurate?
I haven't seen an invitation, but
I think there's something in my inbox, but I'll make sure you have a copy of it if it's not to you. Okay. Good. All right, for my report, I just wanted to also comment on the league conference that it was, very good this year. Each of the sessions I sat in on, even though there were all types of topics. They were very, very good and great presenters, great community representatives that you can follow back up with on topics. I went to several flood mitigation ones, as well as the animal nuisance control one and a couple of the really good ones. So my mayor's design workshop report is done. I just haven't had a chance to print it out. So we'll get that out to you all. If
Don't
that,
print it though, just save it to us.
yeah, okay.
We can email it.
Also, there is a vacancy on our historic preservation board and also our DUR board, right? Because of
Yeah.
Shirley Billings resigning.
Right, but the historic,
That comes.
you need to fill that first because one of theirs is who
Is who
the vacancy.
fills
so
the
we're not
vacancy.
Advertising for DUI.
So that's the one that we're accepting right
I
now.
saw that on Facebook tonight.
Historic,
Yeah, yes.
but we're not advertising for DUR.
It's just this one because that person will fill the one on the DOR board. So, and then it sounds like there is a special event coming up with regard to the CLG grant, an award. Maybe I'm not supposed to say anything about that. October 26th.
Maybe you shouldn't say anything about it.
Yeah. All right. I'm not sure if it's a hush hush or not, but I mean, I'm sure they want people there. So I guess we'll have to find out next
Like 3 weeks away, that's.
3 weeks away. So, okay.
Ask cease.
Yes. And I think that's it for me. How about you, Adam?
Spoke in Glenwood for a day to the IJAG there about why you should be on
Have an
city
IJAG.
council
Oh,
and give back to your community. Spent a whole day there and then was at the Ball Fish Invitational where Red Oak Boys won.
Excellent. Okay. Tim?
Yeah, we continue to have Red Oak area partnership meetings. Obviously, I attended the Iowa League of Cities Conference, which was phenomenal. I did speak with the Kiwanis at a YMCA board meeting. I attended the J Mercantile ribbon cutting, which is a very beautiful building. They've done inside there, so if you get a chance, definitely take a look at that. And then I went to the IEDA little announcement with Debbie Durham and then the lunch and learn right after that.
Loretto's open house.
What's that?
Loretto's open house.
Oh, yeah, and Loretto's
Oh,
open house.
yes,
Again,
yes,
another
yes, yes, we all went there.
beautiful facility.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Yes. Thank you.
did you see each other there? You spent on-
Sure, see me there? How'd you know? But I did, yeah.
One other thing I want to
Weird.
point out real quick is October 15th at the library. I think it's from 6. The youth council is hosting an candidate forum.
Is that open to the public or is it open for them?
I'm not sure. I guess I thought it was,
I don't think that's open to the public.
oh, okay, okay. I was thinking it
I think it
was,
was just their board.
Okay.
Cause I thought it was gonna be like, oh, invite all these kids and then,
I don't think
It's
the
just the
library
board?
is putting it on. They're just,
it's just the board. Okay,
I think it's the
Dave,
youth council meeting with the
yeah, it's
candidates.
the youth
Yeah.
council that's
That's
at the
their
library. The library's not putting, it's
Okay.
not their event.
okay. So the youth council's just gonna
Just be with the
meet.
council.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead. Your turn.
So I did the Lorette Funeral Home open house as well, which was, I was just blown away by how many people were in and out of
It was a
that.
great turnout.
It was
Yeah.
a great turnout.
Just goes to show you what kind of people they are, that the
Yeah.
entire community was there to support and wish them well. I attended the J Merck open house as well, county supervisors meetings. The last one I attended via Zoom because it was carbon pipeline discussion day and it was standing room only, as usual when that topic is up. I participated in the cleanup, and then I also did the League of Cities Conference, and once again, it's like everybody said so far, it's just phenomenal information that gets passed. The league really goes out of their way to make sure that the seminars are useful and viable information that most cities can actually, make actionable and put to work. And I came back with some stuff I'm gonna try to make happen before my tour here is up. I won't talk about them specifically tonight, but I usually can come back with an actionable item that I can put to work. And I encourage anybody that's coming on and new council members, when you have the opportunity to attend these, they're definitely good information. And there's also good networking opportunities that happen at these as well. Not only with other council members in other cities, but with people that can supply products to the cities, vendors and those types of things that, you know, can actually make you more effective as a city administrator, city council member, department head, whatever your position is in the city. That was it for me.
Sure.
Okay. I attended the hospital auxiliary board meeting and, of course, the League of Cities, there are 3 days, which was great. The ambassadors meeting, the ribbon cutting for J Mercantile, the homecoming parade, that was great. And, open house Lorette's, the DUR meeting and coffee with a cop.
Oh, yeah, I was there.
It's my first one I missed. I didn't even know anything about it. My
I don't really report on all those things.
Well, I've been to all of them except for this one. I didn't even know what happened, so. And Janice.
I was
Janice,
gonna
what-
say, you were gonna forget me, weren't you, Shauna? Okay, so obviously I was gone some because we went on a siblings vacation, which was a lot of fun. But I did attend the open house for the J Mercantile, and like you guys said, it is gorgeous. And so is the Lorette's Funeral Home. It's amazing. I did the workshop with Debbie Durham. That was pretty cool too. And I want to mention that I have had several people that have commented at how much they love the four-way stop that's down there at the bridge on Highland and Coolbaugh and Eastern, or not Eastern, but Highland and Coolbaugh. And they said it makes so much sense. And we strategically place them in great spots. So it is a nice thing. That's
Nice
it.
job, staff.
Oh,
Staff
we
and
have
Lisa.
a pie event coming up at the theater.
Oh, we do. My goodness gracious. So we have a movie, it's a documentary that is called Piowa, and it's about the benefits of pie in Iowa and how it's from RAGBRAI to church socials to whatever. So my cohorts in all of this, which would be Trish Early, Rita Linen, and myself, who go to pie once a month somewhere. We are going to serve pie at the theater on this Sunday in the matinee, and it's for a free will donation for the theater. So the movie has won awards. It should be great. And come see us. Have some pie.
Cool.
There you go.
Very much. Thank you.
Hey, I have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
And so I was standing at the out gate in our trash collection this weekend, and I couldn't give you an exact number, but more than a dozen people on their way out. They had nothing but good things to say about the way it was organized, the way the way it was affected, and the way it went down. So I attribute that all to you. Thank you so much for making that happen and making it painless for everybody that participated.
I think I had a lot of comments on the people that said, oh, it's great that I can have the curbside pickup.
Huh?
We did 65, I think, this time, that people couldn't get their things out there. So that was wonderful.
I was actually paying my trash collection bill a week or so ago, and there was a lady asking about that. And so then they, she got to explain to her how
That's a
that
good,
worked.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Very
good
nice, very
service.
nice.
Are we gonna be able to get recodification done before the end of the year?
We're trying, but I don't know.
Are we gonna continue to review, or is staff doing most of them now?
We're working on it. Like Justin has another set. So.
Okay, okay. All right, anything else for the next upcoming agenda?
Don't worry.
Peace.
I feel it.
So anybody else have anything they'd like to, for consideration on the upcoming agenda? That's why it's on there, I guess. If not, all right.
You can email me.
It is 6:54 and we have completed everything on the agenda, so we're officially adjourned. Right.
I don't say it out loud much, but I've been thinking about it. Y'all know how to have it.